I was doing everything right. Stretching, exercising, dieting, seeing specialists, and I still was struggling every day. What finally changed things wasn't another exercise or specialist. It was when I stopped fighting my body and started listening to it. In this video, I'm sharing what helped me reclaim my body and how you can too. Hey everyone, I'm Chrissy Williford. I'm known as the Pain-Free Miracle Worker because after 8 years of dealing with chronic pain, I finally found the answers I was looking for when doctors and therapists couldn't. Now, I help men and women eliminate their pain, tone their body, and get stronger so they can love the way they look and feel. The moment that changed everything for me, I remember distinctly, vividly, in fact, when I was at the gym that I worked at and I was on the floor on a mat over on the side doing these physical therapy exercises that were supposed to help me feel better. And I was doing them, and I have worked out in the gym with weights since I guess I was probably like maybe 15 years old when I started doing that. So I'm over here on my mat and I look around and I see all these people and they're like sweating and they're working hard and they're doing their sets. And I felt some kind of way. I felt left out. I mean, I felt disappointed and hurt and like not enough because I thought I should be out there doing that. And instead, I'm over here doing this stupid therapy that's not working. I really felt some kind of way. And then I thought to myself, I know that my body is resilient and I know that it will heal itself. And I committed right there on the floor and seeing everyone else do what I wanted to do. And I felt like I couldn't. And well, I couldn't actually, unless I wanted to make my injury worse. But I committed to myself, really, and to being on the journey and to being a leader of myself and finding the solutions and the answers that I was looking for, because I don't know is not an answer for me. Or we do it this way because everybody does it, not an answer for me. Like, I just don't accept that. I don't accept that you don't know. And if you don't know, well, who does? So I committed to myself. I committed to my journey. I committed to find the answer. It was an at all cost thing for me, because how was I to live the rest of my life not exercising when it was such a foundational piece of my lifestyle and who I was? And it was stress relief and support, and I felt safe and in my power in the gym. And so how was I to live my life without that? Like, it just was unreasonable for me to even picture my life without being able to exercise in the gym and lift weights and be strong and have endurance and feel good. I just couldn't imagine it. So I committed to myself that I would do what it required and what it took, and I was going to recover myself. And I sure went out there and did it. Before this moment in what I call the meeting place, because I believe that this is the place where you meet yourself. Who are you going to become? What ways of being are you going to implement? You meet the pain-free, live life on your own terms, do what you want with no restrictions or limitations version of yourself. And it's a beautiful place. Before this, I remember that I was frustrated all the time. And I felt like I couldn't do things. Actually, I knew I couldn't do things. I led myself to believe that I couldn't do things, that there was no way out, that I was in the wrong career paths. I refereed basketball and did that with a SI belt on and it's a brace. And I had to duct tape it on so that I could run and it would stay in place so I could perform. I questioned, am I going to really be able to do this? I wanted to work in the WNBA and go into the NBA because they were beginning to bring women in. And I thought, how am I going to do this? Like, I'm such a fraud. And how am I going to work in the fitness industry? I can't even do what I'm asking these people to do. And there were so many negative emotions that came with it. And it really did change my personality from from happy, fun, let's go out here and play and run around and do things and be active, to like a total victim of my body is given out on me and I can't do all the things that I want to do and I'm not going to be successful in life. And it was really challenging. It affected me socially, it affected me personally. And being in chronic pain, it does that to you. Like you just don't feel like doing anything. And it's a very challenging place to be in because you don't know how to get yourself out of it. And it's like no matter what I do, nothing helps, which is extra frustrating. But after I made this decision in the meeting place, after I made that decision, I really got outside the box and I started looking at all kinds of things, from workouts to nutrition plans to supplements to like all kinds of stuff. And the turning point, even though a lot of that stuff helped and I was going in the right direction, the turning point really was when I started learning more about our brain's role in how we move, which, I mean, my degree's in exercise science and my master's degree is in corporate wellness. But it's like in none of that did we actually talk about the huge impact that our brain plays. Sure, we know that like your brain tells your body what to do, but it never was like, hey, if you do these things, it'll have this kind of result. I feel like that's such a higher level, like a PhD, the neurology of exercise kind of education. And it really, in my opinion, should be taught in lower level curriculums, even in like personal training certifications, because it's a really important piece of the puzzle to know that if you do certain things with people's body, their brain may not like it, but there are also things that you can do that their brain will like. And that would help people be able to design their programming better to fit you as an individual. So once I really started to tune in and learn about our nervous system and the role that it plays in our ability to move pain free, it was a game changer. Because now I can, even now, like I'm having this shoulder thing go on and it's kind of on and off or whatever. And I just work on myself. I have to remind myself to work on myself. And I'm like, Chrissy, you can help that. So I just start tinkering and start working on myself and it subsides, which is great. So now I'm just in recovery. But it's like without that, like you just go down a pain path that you can't really get out of. It's almost like being in quicksand. You just can't get yourself out of it because you don't know, you haven't been educated. No one's talking about it, which was the biggest thing for me. It's like, why is this like secret hidden knowledge? And now in today's time, there is this underground brewing of neurological fitness that's going on with some colleagues that I have are like finally coming out. More people are getting trained in it because more people are having the same experience where what you're doing isn't working for the people, whether you're the coach or the person. And so we're looking for a better, faster, quicker solution to the discomfort that we feel in your body. And it is out there and it comes with brain-based training, which is exactly why I do that in my programs. What happened for me after I began to shift my personal programming this way was that I just felt better overall. I felt better. I was super intentional with my sleep, where like I went to bed, I was in a dark room, I napped during the day if I needed a nap. So because you recover in sleep. So if you have a lot of chronic stuff going on, sleep is super important. So I felt stronger. I was actually able to do some upright modified movements that I wasn't able to previously do. And I started moving easier. I performed better when I was refereeing. I actually could do exercises that I wanted my clients to do. I could demo them for them. And, my confidence really started to come back and I started to believe the things that I was saying to myself of, I am going to get better. I am going to improve. And even though I was saying those things, I was saying them to create the belief, but now I actually had real tangible evidence where I was believing it because I was experiencing it happening. So you feel stronger, your joints don't ache as much, you're able to like move easier, you feel freer, like you feel like the chains are breaking off of you. And that's what happened for me, I felt like the chains were breaking off, that I actually could do a lot of the things that I wanted to do without having fear about them, or without first having to think about it, without like feeling restricted in doing and being able to do that. And it really was exciting. So in being my own lab rat, so to speak, my own research tool, the clients that I was working with at the time, I actually started, even though they were more like weight loss clients, they wanted to lose weight or just be generally fit. They didn't necessarily have pain, but I did start to integrate the things that I was learning into their programs, because it gave me practice reps, and it helped me see, like, will this work for other people too, regardless of where they are or what they feel in their body, if they have pain or if they don't, if they want to lose weight or if they're just trying to be generally fit. Like, regardless of what their goals are and what we're currently doing, will this way of programming for them support them and help them feel better? And the answer was yes. And so over time, I integrated it into the programs. Whatever I was learning, I would try on myself first. Once those things landed for me and did help me feel better, I would practice on clients and work it in. And they had great results too, even if they didn't have pain, or, you know, maybe they didn't necessarily have pain, but like their traps were really tight. And so I would do some corrective stuff on their shoulders, and they're like, oh, that just feels so much better. And so the feedback I got was, oh, that feels better. Yeah, that's easier. That's smoother. Or, you know, I don't mind that exercise as much. And it gave me proof in the pudding, so to speak, where I knew it not only worked for me, but it would work for other people too. And that's really what shifted me to be from a general fitness weight loss coach into more of a corrective exercise specialty, where if you have a joint pain, there's a exercise regimen that we can put you through. There's certain specific things that we can do with you that are going to help you move easier and feel better faster. And so I created my own system for doing this. And when I'm putting people through my programs, we always start the same. I start everyone the same. It doesn't matter. And the faster you move through that, then that tells me how much load, so force or weights or intensity, that your body can take. And I use that as feedback to adjust your program. So over the years, I just practiced on other people as I was training them. And I figured out, how do we do this that makes it work for everyone? And that's how I know that it does help people and it does support them in feeling better. And there aren't a lot of coaches out there that are doing that or teaching it in a way of like, hey, could I really lose weight even though I have pain? Or, hey, can I really like go run a 5K again when I used to be a runner, but I've had this major injury? Or, hey, can, you know, this specific injury or thing in my body be recovered even though I've been dealing with it for 10 years? Well, the answer to all of that is yes, you can. And it's about being intentional with what you're doing, with the movements in your program, with the muscle activations, getting those to work, getting your brain to communicate with your body better, addressing those lifestyle factors. All of it comes into play. But at the end of the day, like, you can heal and recover, right? It's about, are you going to meet yourself in the meeting place and make the choice and the decision to do that? That's a little bit about my story. I feel like I could go on and tell that story all the time. If it resonated with you, make sure to subscribe or share this with a friend who may be going through the same thing, and see what they say about it. Have them comment on it too and let me know. I'll see you on the next one.